Patience, patience, patience. It takes forever to get live on Instagram. I don't know what the delay is, but it takes forever. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live with Heather Vickery. My name is Heather Vickery. That's why you're live with me. I am a transformational success coach here to help conscious leaders just like you learn to go from growing your business or your career to growing yourself, because you know that when you grow yourself, you grow your business. And the number one way to do that is by learning to make joy your set point, your default, instead of your end goal. Well, what do I mean by conscious leader? First of all, we are all conscious leaders around here. And I know that because if you are tuning into me, if you're into my message and the things that I share, I know that you care about the impact you make on the world at large and how you contribute to the world becoming a better, healthier, happier, more joyful place. So this message is for you. If you have found me today, this message is for you. And I am so grateful to have you here with me. We are talking about joy today. We are talking about how joy changes everything. And I'm glad you're here. If you are here, say hi, tell me where you're from, what your name is, all that fun stuff, because I love connecting with you. I want you all to know that if you are part of my circle here, I am your biggest fan. I am going to cheer you on louder and harder than anybody ever, whether I know you personally or we're just socially connected. I love to watch you win. I want to see you celebrate. I want to see you put yourself out there, empower yourself, elevate yourself, evolve, and build that foundation of joy. Embodied joy as a set point and a default instead of an end goal changes everything. It changes the way you show up in the world. It changes the way you interact with other people. It changes the way you lead and guide and support. And I am so excited to be part of your journey. So it's interesting because I have been talking about how revolutionary joy is for years and years and years. The fact that you are born worthy of joy and happiness and pleasure. It does not have to be something you only gain when you have achieved a certain level of success or checked off all of the boxes. You get to have it right now. Now, the message that I'm here to share is that when you choose it first, when you choose embodied joy, you shift the energies of everything that comes after that. So instead of having the mindset that you'll be joyful when you earn X, Y, and Z, or when you've done X, Y, and Z, if you choose joy in this moment, you're going to get to X, Y, and Z quicker and faster. And it's going to be a lot more fun and it's going to feel a lot better in the process. We're turning everything on its head, right? We're changing the dynamic across the board because that's not what we're taught when we're little kids, especially as women, but honestly for anyone, right? Toxic masculinity also does the same thing. It leaves that same message. You got to hustle all the time. You got to give all the time. You got to work all the time. And it's just not true. You're not doing yourself any favors if you're not making time for joy and pleasure and purpose and expansion. And I want to be really clear here that empowerment and expansion, those things are inside work. Those are only gifts that you can give yourself. Nobody can do that for you. I don't empower you. I don't expand you. I hope to guide and lead and inspire and mentor, but the work is yours. You are the magician that gets you where you want to go. You are the magician that empowers you and expands you. You are the only one that can choose embodied joy and making joy your set point. Now, joy has become a topic that is hot and powerful lately, mostly because we have a presidential candidate who is leading with joy, who is joyful. Her laugh lights up the room. Her joy is contagious. We are joyful and excited because she is out here making a difference and because we believe in the hope and the possibility and the change that her joy can bring us from the brink. I have a t-shirt that says Joyful Warrior. It wasn't clean or I would have worn it today. But it's important to recognize that right now we have this global energy of joy and how joy is a revolutionary act. When you choose to do things that bring you joy, and play and experiment in that space, you're shifting yourself on a full energetic level and also on a neurological level. You get out of your comfort zone, you try something new, you expand and you explore, and you prove to your mind, to those limiting voices, to those stories that tell you you can't have it or you're not worth it. You prove to your mind that that's not true. You rewire yourself neurologically. I'm certified in NLP. I do hypnosis, hypnotherapy, time techniques. Time techniques is seriously the coolest thing I have ever done. If any of you are curious about doing subconscious reprogramming, which includes EFT tapping, I have an awesome 6-session package called Mind Shift Mastery that combines human design work, which is learning who you really are, getting to know yourself fully and completely without apology. And then we do subconscious reprogramming to get rid of all the bullshit that society has put on you so that you can live into yourself more fully and more joyfully. I have a group program coming up called the Alchemy Incubator. I'm not here to sell it, but I want to explain to you it is specifically for conscious leaders who are ready to go from growing their business into growing themselves, because they know that when you grow yourself, you grow your business. The foundation of this entire 10-month program is embodied joy. We have joy experiments, we have play experiments. We are doing 2 retreats within it. And so my message to you all is, how can you invite more joy in your life and get out of your comfort zone? Be creative with what that joy could look like. I had such a blast creating the curriculum for this group, right? What are joy experiments? What are play experiments? How can you bring that into your work, into your career, into your life, and really change the game, not just for yourself, but for all of the people that you interact with? That is revolutionary. Telling folks that just because it's always been done one way doesn't mean it has to be done that way is revolutionary. But what's truly revolutionary is showing them. It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. We can't change or control anyone but ourselves. But when you choose to change yourself, you change the people around you. What's the only thing you have control over? You, your thoughts, your choices, your behavior, your actions. Choose to be joyful. Choose to believe that joy can come first. Choose to explore, expand, and play. Choose to challenge yourself in those ways. Yes, sometimes things are super shitty. It just happens. We know that. I don't want you to hide that. I don't want you to deny that. But I do want you to go, okay, despite this thing that I know is icky, here's what's working for me. Here's what's lighting me up. For me, recently, business was a little slow. That's tough, right? Because when you are an entrepreneur, sometimes it's feast or famine. And there are going to be plenty of hardcore sales folks out there that are going to tell you that's not true, but it is true, right? Things ebb and flow, and we have to recalibrate and realign all the time. And so I thought to myself, what do I want to do with this slower pace? Do I want to take more time for myself? Yes. Do I want to read more? Yes. I always want to read more. But also, I have been waiting for the right moment to start my PhD program in metaphysical science so that I can be a doctor of metaphysical science. I decided to say yes to that and say yes to me. So that has started, right? And it brings me tremendous joy to be on this exploratory path, learning more about myself, learning more about this thing that I have passion for, expanding my spiritual awareness so that I can bring more of that to all of you, so that I can bring this knowledge and this awareness and this inspiration to you all in unique and creative ways. I love sharing everything that I'm learning through the Spark Collective, which is this beautiful membership that I have that's only $18 a month. That's for people who want to focus on themselves, but don't have a ton of time or a ton of resources. It's $18 a month, and it's designed for you to show up for yourself in small bite-sized ways, 10 or 15 minutes a day, a couple times a week. It is so much fun. We do weekly journal prompts that I pull directly from human design transits. Plus, once a month, I drop a content drop that could be guided visualization, meditation, EFT tapping, hypnosis, quick win mini courses. You have access to that entire library. It's all about creating joy and self-awareness and self-expansion and self-compassion from the inside out. Again, these things change how you show up into the world. They change the way you interact with others. Choosing this changes the trajectory. This is how we transform. This is how we evolve. And the question is, are you ready? Do you want to be doing that? Are you excited about it? Right? I would love to hear from anybody in the audience. What is bringing you joy right now? I can share for you some of the things bringing me joy. Today, I'm the only one home. That quiet and that solitude brings me tremendous joy. I love my people. Don't get me wrong. I really love my people, but also I love my quiet and I love my solitude. I made my special coffee today and I get to drink it out of my really fun mug. Emotionally attached to fictional characters. That would be me. Hello. Especially with red, white, and royal blue. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram can see the book over my shoulder. Podcast and music, Brian says, is bringing him joy. What podcast are you listening to, my friend? I love that. I'll do a podcast promo right now, which I don't do very often, but I host an award-nominated podcast called Was It Chance? We are part of the Broadway Podcast Network, and we interview highly successful creatives on the intentional risks they take for creative success. We have so much fun. And this episode that's out right now with best-selling author Nikki Payne is to fucking die for. It is so good. Nikki is amazing. Her books are the kind of books that on the first page, I'm like sold. Like, I know I'm not going to do anything else for the rest of the day. I'm just going to read this book. And she talks about how she came to do this author work, her anthropological history. She's an amazing anthropologist. She's retelling classic tales with a Black female main character, heroine perspective, which is amazing. Motocross stuff. That's what Brian's listening to. Podcast motocross. I love that. Whatever brings you joy, right? No apologies for something that brings you joy. I am not here for anybody excusing or apologizing anything that brings you joy. If you love it and it lights you up, then fucking do the thing and let that be good and take that joyful energy out into the world and light up other people with it. That's what changes the dynamic. That's what changes everything as you move forward. Is saying yes to yourself and yes to your joy, and then taking that joy out into the world and letting it have a ripple effect on everyone else. And like I said before, this is true for all genders across the board because we get different messaging, right? We get different messaging on when we're allowed to rest, when we're allowed to play, when we're allowed to have joy, when we're allowed to talk about the things that we know we're good at, like all of it, right? I was with a client yesterday and humble came up. So let's just talk about that for one quick second, right? I am definitely one of those women who is not aspiring to be humble. And I hope that you are not one of those women either. Humble is bullshit. That is some social bullshit that has been put on you to keep you in line, to keep you following orders and not questioning and not taking up space. You are supposed to take up space. You exist on this earth to take up space. We all do. Take up space. Explore your joy, right? Challenge yourself to find one thing that will bring you just a little bit of joy today, tomorrow, next week. Play around in it, talk about it, share it with other people. I have been following Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way the last few weeks. And one of the things that I'm excited to do, and I haven't done yet, and Little guilt and shame because welcome to life about it, but is the artist date. So I'm keeping a list and I'm gonna have to schedule it in. I'm never gonna get an artist date if I just think, oh, today I'll do it, right? My schedule is busy. I've got kids, I've got businesses, I've got podcasts, I'm writing a book, like lots of things are happening. So if I want to make time for myself, I have to carve it. I have to plan it. So you can give yourself permission for those things. You can put that on your calendar and then it's something you've committed to doing. Boom, you're going to get it done. Right. But I'm keeping a list of the different things that I want to do, places I want to go, things I want to explore on an artist date. That's going to bring me so much joy. I can't even begin to tell you. I love joy. Also, this morning, like I said, I woke up in an empty house, a quiet, empty house, which as a projector in human design, I needed so desperately. And I didn't forget, but I kind of lost touch with how important that solitude is for me. And I remembered that I haven't taken a solo retreat in a couple of years. And it's something I'm going to prioritize before the year is out. I need to go someplace. I need to go someplace where I can be the only one in my energy field, where I can do the things that I want to do, where I can challenge myself, explore myself, have joy in unique ways, adventure, find new things. Whenever I go on a solo retreat, I always end up doing all sorts of solo things that I wouldn't have done before, museums or activities or, walks. There's the dog. Somebody is at the front porch because the dog's going crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna prioritize a solo retreat coming up really soon because it's something that's really, really, really important to me. The other thing that I do that brings me tremendous joy is I host amazing retreats. I wish the dog would stop barking. Sorry. I host amazing retreats all over the world, and we have one coming up in January 2026 in Costa Rica. That sounds really far away, but y'all, it is the end of 2024. We're going to be in 2025 soon. And when you're planning such a big adventure like Costa Rica, you might need a lot of time to plan it. And I want you to have that time. I'm really sorry about the dog. But we have pulled out all the stops to make this such an extraordinary adventure. It's a journey to self. It's about self-awareness, self-care, self-reflection, time just for you to love on yourself. We're going to do cacao ceremonies and breathwork ceremonies and forest bathing. Forest bathing? Do you even know what that is? Do you care? Don't you just want to do it? Don't you just want to bathe in the rainforest? Because I do. I want to bathe in the rainforest. Yeah, fuck that. I definitely want to do that. We're doing blue clay experiences under waterfalls. And y'all, I'm obsessed with waterfalls. Talk about joy. I cannot wait. Dance parties and beach parties and just plenty of time to rest and relax and calibrate and just be present with yourself. Sorry. Water. Water brings me joy. The fact that I have access to fresh, clean water and that I drink 3 or 4 of these full cups a day brings me joy. Having the pleasure and the privilege of just sucking down some fresh, clean water is joyful as fuck. Mm. Listen, I want to talk to just the ladies for a second. I want to talk to just the ladies for one quick second. But if you're a gentleman or non-binary, you don't have to leave. You can listen. It might mean something to you. From the time we're born, we are shown, maybe we're not specifically told, but we are shown over and over and over again that our joy isn't worth prioritizing, that we don't get to play or be joyful or rest or have the things we desire until we have checked all the boxes, until we have hustled enough, until we have fulfilled somebody else's expectations. That is a story, and it does not need to be yours. Maybe that's how you've always operated, but I invite you today to tell that story to fuck right off. We will change the game, you and I, if you decide to allow yourself to have embodied joy, to lead from joy, to allow joy to be your set point and not your end goal. There are so many wonderful ways that I help people do that. One of them is just this live show. I'm live every Thursday, almost every Thursday, 12 p.m. Central, and I just give little insights into ways that you can show up for yourself, love yourself, grow your self-compassion, your self-awareness, your self-intention, all of that. But also for $18 a month, you can join the Spark Collective, which is game changing. It is a wonderful, easy way to empower yourself, to show up for yourself, to love yourself and engage with yourself, to grow your awareness and your intuition. $18 a month, and you are getting so much more value than that. The Journey to Self retreats, absolutely. One-on-one coaching, mind shift mastery, right? The 6 sessions where we do human design and subconscious reprogramming. You can build your joyful life. You can start right now. You are the only one standing in your way, and you are the only one that can actually make it happen. So, what do you want? Do you want a joyful life? Do you want to grow yourself and thus grow everything around you? Do you want to say yes to yourself? Do you want to expand and empower yourself? Reach out to me, because that's what I do. I help people do that. I help people say yes to themselves, discover themselves, expand, explore, and make joy that foundation, that set point. I would love to connect with you. I would love to talk with you more. I will be back next week with a brand new episode of Live with Heather Vickery. But in the meantime, I'm your biggest fan, so let's stay connected. Follow me, connect with me, send me a message, tell me what you're up to. You can get on my calendar, go to my website. You can just schedule a chat. I would love to talk to you. I would love to support you, hear how you're winning, or what your goals and your dreams and your aspirations are, what it would mean to you, how it would change your life if joy were your set point. So thank you so much for being here. My name is Heather Vickery, and I want to remind you today and every day to choose yourself bravely, because no one else can do it. You're the only one. You're the only one that can choose yourself bravely. And I hope that you do. All right. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I appreciate having you here. You are fabulous, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.